if there was any doubt that Ryan Reynolds was not serious about this project, think again. Envious eyes were cast towards Wrexham again today as the club announced an injection of £17 million into the club coffers by their free-spending owner, Ryan Reynolds. So while we had £4 million before, we now have £20 million in the bank. So thought I'd show you off that little news article, but I'm going to fast forward to the end of the transfer window, at least to our first game of the season, and let's see who we've brought into the club. What's going on, guys? My name is Adam, I am a Super Swan, and welcome to episode 2 of the FM21 Deadpool Diaries. This is where we begin the save. We're going to look over the current squad, see where we need to improve, and I'm going to talk you through the first window as we have the opportunity to bring in players. It's not only going to be me bringing in players, but of course we have our Director of Football, Deadpool, who's providing us this lovely report of the Wrexham players in their last year of their contracts. So before I get into the squad, I'm just going to sort of carry on where we left off in the introduction, and we're going to have a look at the first news articles we get coming in. So as we can see, Deadpool's very kindly let us know which of our players are in their last years of contract. So we've got a lot of good players here. So if we look at the star ratings, we've got a good 4-star potential, 5.5-star potentials, but in all fairness, at non-league, very rarely will you see contracts more than a year or even 2 years, because the turnover of players is a lot larger than it is in the bigger leagues. So we'll have a look at all of these in due time. We're not going to make any decisions on contracts because we haven't brought in any new players yet. So we might not even need them. But you can have a look there for your players. Tactical direction we will have a look at in a second. The club vision, we touched upon this in the last episode, but they want us to sign high reputation players under 23, build them up from the academy, and then settle them on for a profit. Now, I'm going to try and get rid of the profit one, because I want to keep my players. Will Ryan Reynolds let me take it out? Come on, Ryan Reynolds, work with me here. No, he's not budging. He's not budging, so we will confirm that in. So that is the club vision. Work within the wage structure, sell players for a profit. And he also wants us to spend our original transfer budget. So Deadpool's going to have to give me a hand on that one, because non-league, it's going to be crazy. But reach the playoffs, that's all they want, and an FA Cup second round progression. Transfer window in progress, everything else is still the same. So I think we'll have a look at the players. So the first thing I'm going to do is look at the squad depth. So if I look at all positions, this is going to give me an idea as to where we are strongest in the side. So if I filter it by 3 stars, because 3 stars is a good first team player. So before we look at tactics, before we look at who we're going to bring in, because the tactics could change by the time we bring players in. So I'm not going to, look at tactics at the moment, but I'm just going to look at players and see where we're strongest. So if we start from the back, Rob Layton, a very solid goalkeeper, 3-star current ability. He's been with us since 2018. He's our first choice keeper. So it looks like we'll be hanging on to him. He's a good quality goalkeeper at this level. Left backs, we got Davis, but it does look like Davis is good all along that left-hand side. So Davis, Jordan Davis, 21 years old. He's signed for us this season, looking at the current stats in the bottom right there. And he is best as a winger. So he's going to be on that left-hand side. You play right upon there. And he's our star player who could still improve. So I'm not going to look at current ability, so they're all very similar at this kind of level. But he's got a good amount of pace, good crossing, good dribbling. That's what you need for a winger. So Jordan Davis, we're going to utilise him as a winger, or as a midfielder. So he's not going to be playing wing back, he's not going to be playing defender. So we'll take him out of there. But we've got Reckford and Vassell. So Reckford, he's a left back. Pretty solid there, 3-star potential. We've also got Vassell. He's more of a centre-back than a left-back, so we'll take him out of there. Centre-backs, we've got 3 good centre-backs. We've got Kelleher, no-nonsense, 4-star Irish player. Centre midfield, or centre-back rather. We've got Vassell. We've just looked at Vassell. He's another option. And we've got Pearson, Sean Pearson. He is wanted, so teams are interested in him. But it's good to know we've already got solid centre-backs at the club. So centre-backs not going to be a priority. We've got Horsfield. Vassell is more of a centre-back. Horsfield, you're a right-back, but can also play midfield. So we'll keep you in as a right-back for now. And we've got Reese Hall-Johnson, who's a 3-star current ability, no-nonsense full-back. So we're pretty good at defence. We've got 2 solid right-backs, 3 defenders at centre-back. We've only got 1 left-back, so we might have to try and look and see if we look at left-back in the window. So Reckford can play wing-back, Horsfield can play wing-back. We've got Jay Harris and Horsfield that can play DM. If we do ever need a DM, those are going to be very important to know. But of course, we've got Jordan Davis. We've got Grant, who's out on loan at Oldham. So realistically speaking, we're not going to consider Grant in our squad building. So we'll take him out of the equation. But we've got Jay Harris. He's a centre midfielder, ball-winning defender, 33 years old. He's a journeyman midfielder in the midfield. So we've got him as well. Alongside Horsfield, we're going to consider as a right-back. And Davis, is he the same player? Yes, Jordan Davis. So we're going to take him out of the equation as well. So we are needing midfielders in this club. So that's going to be something we're going to focus on. Midfielder right, Davis, he's more of a left winger. Horsfield can play there from right back. But we've also got Elliot Durrell, who can also play midfield or attacking midfield. He's a 3-star player. So if we take Horsfield out, then we do need some more players on the right-hand side. Davis, we know, is a left midfielder. But we've got Anthony Jeffrey. He's a attacking midfielder. Can't play midfield right. So he's someone who can play on that right-hand side. We've got Durrell, we've also know about. We've only got 1 attacking midfielder, which is Devontae Redmond. 23 years old, 3-star current ability. If you want to see all these stats, by the way, just pause the video, because I'm going to be going through these players quite quickly. Through there, and we've got, obviously, Davis can play on the left. And we've only got 1 decent striker, Adi Yusuf. Tanzanian international, 3 caps. We already have an international player at the club, although he is only on loan from Blackpool. So for me, midfielders is a priority, right midfielders is a priority, maybe even some strikers to go along with Yusuf just in case he gets injured. So that kind of gives us an idea of where we're strongest. So I'm already looking at maybe 4-4-2, I'm already looking at maybe even a 4-2-4 with attacking midfielder rights and lefts, if we can bring in some decent midfielders and a good striker to accommodate Yusuf. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through the summer transfer window. Deadpool's going to be making some signings, so I'm going to be utilising the scouting. So if people always wonder how we look for players, so what I'm going to do is use the director of football to suggest some signings. So we're going to suggest some midfielders, we're going to suggest some strikers on free transfers, we're going to suggest some right midfielders as well. So this is how a lot of people look for players, and that's what I'm going to be utilising as well. So we're going to have a look at these players. We're going to send our scouts out. Deadpool with his judging a player ability and potential. He's going to go out and do the work. So we're going to come back once we've made some signings. We've arrived at the first game of the season against Dover Athletic. And now is the chance to have a look at our summer transfer business and how we're going to line up tactically for the first game of the season. We won't be showing off the first game today. Today's a purely squad tactics and transfers special, but we will be showing off the games next time. So we're going to go ahead to the transfer history. It's a little bit misleading because some of these transfers came in before we took over the club. So I'll highlight everything that came in prior to us. So from Anthony Jeffrey down to Yusuf was all before us. And after that, this is what we've been doing at the club. So as I mentioned, both myself and Deadpool have been making transfers. And I will tell you which one signed who. So the first one was a Deadpool signing. Johnny Mitchell, funny enough, he's the one that spent all the money. I've gone to the free transfers, but Johnny Mitchell's coming from Sterling Albion. He's a centre midfielder and can play right back. I'm not going to go through the current ability and things because you can kind of all see it there. They're all around about 3.5-star ability and potential. But Johnny Mitchell, he's a good midfielder, 3.5 stars in the middle, can play right back. very versatile, and he's only 20 years old. So it does fit in with what the board want, to sign young players, develop them, sell them on. That's what they want us to do. So we brought Jack Lee in. He was a free transfer. I brought him in. He's a centre defender. He's going to give us some depth in that centre-back position. To be fair, we already had good centre-backs, but Jack Lee's going to add to them. 21 years old, English player. He's going to add some depth to centre-back. I signed Kevin Kalala. He's a winger because we didn't have anybody to play on the right-hand side. So Kevin Kalala, he's going to be the right midfielder. He can play right wing as well, and at the push, can even go out on the left-hand side as well. So Kevin Kalala comes in on the right-hand side. Yassine Enia, he is someone I brought in on loan from Nottingham Forest. He's a striker that's going to be partnering Yusuf up front. He's on loan from Nottingham Forest till the end of the season. 3.5-star current ability, Irish player. Looks very good, got a bit of pace, got a good bit of finishing. I think hopefully they're going to be a deadly partnership up front. We've got Charlie Gilmore coming in on a free transfer. He's going to slot into that centre midfield, as we did have a bit of a gap in the centre midfield position. He's in, 21 years old. He was a free transfer, released by Norwich. He was actually, I think, was he released by Norwich or Arsenal? Let's have a look. No, Norwich released him. So he was out in Holland last season. He's going to give us a bit of experience in the middle of the pitch. We've got Romari Medford-Smith. He's going to come in to be our starting left back. 21 years old, free transfer, 3.5-star ability. Got a bit of pace, decent crossing. That's all we can ask for. So he's going to add some depth to the defence. We've got another loanee, Christian Montano. He's going to be a backup on the left-hand side there, because we didn't really have anybody to back up Davis on the left. But he's going to be the backup, can play attacking midfield, can even play left back if we need him to. So Christian Montano on loan from Port Vale until the end of the season. A Deadpool signing coming up, Jack Barrett. I don't know why we've brought him in. He's a 1.5 star. He's only 18, so he has got the potential. I think that's why Deadpool signed him, because he's got a lot of potential. Definitely at least 3.5 star, but he's got those white stars which we don't yet know about. So he could turn out to be an amazing goalkeeper, but I can't see me playing him. But as per the rules, I had to bring him in. So Jack Barrett, he comes in. Another Deadpool signing, Daniel Barden, another goalkeeper. He just went crazy for goalkeepers. I was a bit like, what are you doing? We've got goalkeepers. So another goalkeeper brought in by Deadpool. He's on loan from Norwich until the end of the season. He's going to give our goalkeeper a bit of backup, a bit of competition to fight for places. He's probably going to be the backup on the bench, but it's a good job. He has been set up as a backup. And the last transfer was also a Deadpool signing, Tom Smith from Bath City. We spent actual money on him, 8.5 grand. He's only a fringe player, and we're paying him 650 quid a week. 3-star current ability, can play attacking midfield as well. So we've got that bit of versatility from Tom Smith. But Deadpool pretty much brought in goalkeepers and paid money for players. So we'll see how well that turns out to be. Not many outs, to be honest. And if I show you the squad view, this is my squad view for the year. So the way I like to sort of break this down is we've got the general information alongside the ability and potential. We've then got the kind of the contract and the value split. We've got the conditioning split where we've got the injury risk as well. We've got the actual playing time. This is very useful because it'll give me an idea of what we've told them they're going to play, and alongside their concerns as well. So we've got a few concerned players. We need to make sure we start them in games or sell them on alongside their morale. And then we've got the form, the appearances, the goals, the assists, things like that. So it's a pretty decent squad view in my opinion. If you want me to release it, let me know. I'll put it on the Steam Workshop if you want. That's no problem at all. So that is the squad, and we've got a pretty big squad. I'm not going to lie. A lot of these probably are not going to play, but the good thing is, if I sort it by actual playing time, a lot of them are either squad or fringe players. So it's only really these ones here I've got to worry about starting. So we'll have to evaluate them as the season goes on. But I think we're going to show you the tactics for the season, and we're going 4-4-2. No messing about. No fancy tactics. We're going 4-4-2. We're going wing play because we've got a lot of wingers. We've got a lot of pace to us. And if I show you the wing play system, how can I show the wing play system? If I change it, can I change it at all? Well, it's pretty standard wing play. We're going to get the ball out to Davis and Kalala. We're going to get the overlap with Medford Smith. I had to say that about 5 times. And Mitchell. They're going to be overlapping up and down. And if we look at this kind of gives us a better idea of the approach play. So we're going to get the ball out to the wings, a little bit more direct. Try and get into the box for the likes of Ennea and Yusuf to get on the end of. So that's going to be the primary tactic for the season. We might, switch it up a bit. But we're going to give that a go first of all. See how we get on. But we have got some other tactics as well. So we're going to go for a gegenpress. So if we want to go fancy and things aren't working for the wing play, we're going to mix things up and go for the old overpowered 4-2-3-1. We've got the players to do it, so we can switch that up if we need to. Or, if we need to hold on to a lead, we're going direct counter-attack. So again, 4-4-2, we got the tactics, we got the players. Hold on to the ball, sit deep. Counter-attacking football. That's going to be if we need to hold on to a lead, as it's a lot more defensive than our other formations. But going into the first game of the season, this is looking like the lineup. We've got a few injuries, but Horsfield's the major one. He's out for 3 weeks to 2 months. But this is going to be the lineup for the start of the season. And I'll show you the starting 11 for this game, because it's probably going to be more than likely our starting 11. And we're going to get used to these players as we go on through the save. We've got Rob Linton in goal, 3-star goalkeeper, 30 years old. He was here before we signed him, so he was at the club before the takeover. He's our first choice goalkeeper. New signing Medford Smith, he's going to be on the left-hand side, a good 3.5-star left back. He looks pretty promising. We've got Sean Pearson. He was at the club before we came here, and he's been at the club for a while, since the 2017 season. He's got a lot of appearance for Wrexham, one of the more experienced players in the squad, alongside Kelleher, which again, he's another player that was here before we came in, and that is a testament to how strong the centre-backs were at the club. And new signing, Johnny Mitchell, is going to start on the right-hand side, because he can play midfield, but due to that injury, he's going to be playing on the right. We've got Davis on the left-hand side. He was our key player, and he still looks very good. 4-star winger. We're going to be relying on him to get the assists and get on the score sheet. We've got Harris in the middle. Jay Harris, another player that was at the club before. 33 years old, brings a bit of experience into the side. New signing Gilmore. Charlie Gilmore is the ball-winning midfielder. He's strengthening up the midfield alongside another new signing in Calvin Kalala. We're going to probably make a name of him. He's a right-hand side winger. And the 2 strikers. Then the new loan signing, Yassine Ennea. Or Ennea. Yassine Ennea is the striker. He's a poacher, but he'll be playing advanced forward alongside Adi Yusuf, who's already at the club. 3-star card ability on loan from Blackpool. So that is the signings. We may make more as we go along, but before the first game of the season, that is the squad. And if we look at the competitions, where does the media think we're going to finish? We were on mid-table before, but now we are top of the table. The bookies think that we are the favourites to go up. And with all the signings we've brought in, clearly that's made a difference in what they think as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to end things there. We've got the new signings. We've done the tactics. Deadpool's signed 1 million goalkeepers. But we're going to come back next time for the first 2 games of the season against Dover Athletic and Torquay United. First game away, second game at home. So it's going to give us a good kind of test to see whether we're going to be up for those promotion places at the end of the season, or are these going to be banana skins that's going to bring us back down to earth and show that we still have a lot of work to do. How the board still think they're playoffs? Yep, they still think we're going to get playoffs. So we've not done very well of signing high reputation players. I haven't spent all the budget, but Deadpool's been doing a good job of that. But so far, we're working within the wage budget. We're signing players under the age of 23. So all is good so far. So the planning stage is over. The plan for talk is over. Now we need to get into the games and see how successful these signings are going to be in our first season at Wrexham. So that'll have to be next episode for the first 2 games of the National League season. But leave a like if you enjoy, guys. Subscribe to the channel for more Football Manager 2021 content. We will be uploading Deadpool Diaries every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, 6 PM GMT. And tune in next time as we will be starting our league campaign. The new signing's been blooded in. Can we start off well and aim for the top of the table? Thank you very much for watching.